we went into it with no experience in television whatsoever, and made a tremendous number of mistakes for the first year. I mean, still make mistakes every year, but I think, but hopefully learning as we go and improving things. But we just didn't have any production experience, so we came in kind of knowing how we wanted to write it, but not knowing anything about the casting process, the editing process, working with visual effects, working with a production designer, all that stuff that you need to know. And it's been a steep learning curve.
They would get behind a project and they would give it a solid commitment.
We'd never produced anything for television before. We'd never produced anything for film or internet or anything. We'd written before, but we never produced. So when we went to George, probably it was probably like that bluff where you mistakenly think you have a straight and you actually don't. But we were so confident that I think we convinced George that, well, these guys seem like they really know what they're doing.
I said, I want it done. I want a faithful adaptation of the books. And they said, that's what we want to do.
These are the people that got to make the show, people. Yeah, we're going to be talking about what happened, how they reacted when one of their main actresses had a brain aneurysm because of dehydration. So excited. Anyway, allow me to bring in my guests.
Good afternoon, guys. Oh my god, I cannot believe these people. She had a brain aneurysm?
Yes.
Oh, good. How did they avoid getting sued? How?
Yeah, it's this is kind of the public knowledge thing that I have of this particular moment in time in the show. That's kind of infamous because Emilia Clarke nearly died because they were filming in the desert. She had a brain aneurysm, and she just had to soldier through.
How did these people not get sued into oblivion?
I don't know.
How?
I don't know. Anyway, well, that's the question to ask about the baby, too.
Emilia Clarke is one thing, but the baby, that baby now has to live with whatever damage having hypothermia did for the rest of their lives. And the brain aneurysm is just as bad because it's the brain. The part of the brain that's now damaged is never, ever going to heal.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Well, allow me to bring in the other guests. Please welcome.
The current Wolf Lord of the Space Wolves is Logan Grimnar, also known as the Old Wolf. He rules from the Hall of the Great Wolf, together with his wolf lords such as Harold Deathwolf, Eagle Iron Wolf, and Bjorn Stormwolf.
All I got out of that was wolf, 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 and wolf.
The Space Wolves are incredibly uninspired.
If you haven't noticed, well, here's a fun fact, everyone. This was not my profile picture when we started the stream.
No,
but after hearing what I've heard right now, I am positively angry.
Yeah,
you're not the only one, and it looks like we've got a new person. Lord Crackhead 33, hello.
Yep.
Welcome,
and also welcome Xavier.
They must be from. I wouldn't be surprised if they were from Dragon.
Yep, Dragon probably did that.
Yes, it's once again Dragon had did a video plugging us in, talking about in the Game of Thrones chat.
Mm-hmm.
So welcome, guys.
Yeah,
now you get to hear me rage
and rant. All of us are going to be ranting at some point. No, we're not sorry.
Yeah. Well, this is terrible. This is Well, there's kind of a difference between ranting about like a show we don't like versus ranting about despicable human behavior.
Which is what I did for a couple of minutes just now.
But anyway, allow us to bring in the White Dragon.
Done. Once again, why you gotta call him the White Dragon?
Hello there.
He isn't a White Dragon. He is the White Dragon.
Yeah, but you don't.
General Dragon.
Shut up about my spelling. Special.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. But yeah, it's not like
you're unhappy with the ending. No, I question your basic writing credentials. This guy isn't a functional adult.
Yeah.
He really isn't. Neither of them are.
He's worse. He's way worse. But yeah, it's where yeah. I hate this. I hate these two a lot.
Yeah.
You're
not the only one. And unlike with Ryan Johnson, we hate them for more pressing reasons. We hate him because they... Yeah.
Yeah.
You pompous, negligent, iTunes gift card as a holiday bonus giving, mother...
That is like the best insult ever.
iTunes. I'll be insulted it though. I don't even use it.
Oh, I watched that video like earlier this morning. I started cracking up when he said when he started doing that.
Yeah.
But all I could say is
these guys because they
of their writing
completely
choices.
destroyed characters. We hate these guys because they put actual people in danger of dying.
At first, I hated them for just ruining the show, and now I hate them for actually putting people at risk.
Yes.
Yeah. They are...
the First Dragon or God already? You to tell me he isn't already?
He is kind of the god of
Game of Thrones, yeah.
You see, pretty much. Here on Duns, here with Dun, we aren't monotheistic. We are actually polytheist. We have multiple gods and goddesses.
Well, I get to mingle with Smudboy. I get to mingle with Smudboy, so who is about the same size as Dragon, so. Oh dear, that has so many connotations. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I was like, God, you realize what you just said, right? Like,
the same size channel. The same size channel.
Dud, listen, I won't judge you if you're into that.
No, I find wieners distinctly unattractive. Sorry.
You don't have to lie. Be honest. Like,
no, I like. No, I like unwolfified kitties. Itties and boobs.
Be careful what you say next before you get the knife.
What?
Welcome to YouTube, people.
Welcome to the internet.
Welcome to Dunstream.
Sorry, I couldn't resist.
Yeah. Here you have vampire that dies a lot due to technical issues. Who's the best cat girl in existence, her wolf-like servant, and an undead dragon whose power level fluctuates depending upon the patches.
Oh, shut up.
Done never stopped.
Well,
I just know what I like.
It isn't a sin to enjoy. It isn't a sin to admit that you have preferences.
Yeah.
no, it's not.
It's being honest.
Be
What,
honest,
being
Don.
honest? What? Alrighty, so
You almost made me choke with the timing of that.
I was
Ooh.
drinking coffee, Starbucks coffee.
I was drinking some tea. So
I was
Wait.
drinking some of that coffee I raided from Winterfell before I fucked off to the Beyond the Wall. Massive. This stuff is rare.
yeah.
Wait, but with the size comment, where we had to try to get done out the closet and have him admit that he finds guys attractive, but he also finds girls attractive.
He's like Braggs. He likes both.
Yeah, no. I don't like the idea of either shoving my wiener into a dude's butt or having the opposite happen. Thank you very much.
I mean, what are you, a top or a bottom?
Hey, I can't. My member doesn't work anymore, so I have to go the other way.
oh my god.
This turned from a Game of Thrones stream into we're talking about our personal sexual preferences stream. Just listen to the sound of my smooth, sexy voice.
All right, Dad, take it away.
All right. Okay,
Yeah.
so
Besides,
All
vampires
right.
aren't my type.
okay, so this is gonna be okay. So how to summarize this? Okay, so what the frick? What is that? I don't
Good. You've been going into you've been going into Warhammer. How do you not know who Slaanesh is yet?
I have not read any Warhammer.
You've
I've
been
just-
trying to get into Warhammer. Okay, Slash is essentially Slash is the sin of lust personified.
I know, and I don't care. It was hilarious. I'm just saying. What? I don't know what that. I haven't gotten into it yet. I've been going through the Lycanius trilogy. I've been going through the Lycanius trilogy. I'm sorry.
You son of a vampiric whore.
Mm-hmm.
We need a new Order 66 here.
I should purge your ass for being a heretic.
God.
I said that I was thinking about it.
So that's just what happens when space elves rule the galaxy for a few millennia. Yep, exactly.
Yeah. Alrighty. So to get back on track. So it's kind of just it's basically like describing Daenerys in front of Qarth. Barely got through the Red Waste. She's now looking for shelter for her weary group of people. But the uppity bougie douchebags inside don't want her to come inside. Emilia Clarke says really firmly, when my dragons are grown, we will take back what was stolen from me and destroy those who have wronged me. We will lay waste to armies and burn cities to the ground, turn us away, and we will burn you first. She's clearly desperate.
Another note to point out that this is a show-only line.
Yeah, this is a show-only line. Yeah. The people of Qarth let her in like lickety split because they want to buy her dragons.
Yeah, this scene never doesn't even happen in the books. They find her.
Yeah,
not she finds them.
Yeah, it kind of introduces a lot of problems later down the line because there are characters in this that die that do show up later in the books.
Lickety split, we want your dragons.
Yeah. So, Dan Weiss was filming from a nearby monitor, and he was really impressed by how Emilia Clarke channeled the power of a fearsome Dothraki leader. She's really tough. Weiss said of the petite 5'2" Axis, I'm a 6 foot tall male, and if I try to sound tough, I sound like an a-hole. We really need to sell it. that if she doesn't get into the city, she's truly screwed. Why is there? Okay, that's really interesting.
That was unnecessary, but alright.
Yeah, I'm just like, there are a lot of there's a surprising amount of F-bombs in this book.
Hey, it's HBO, you know.
Censor it.
Oh no, here's some bad oh
oh god. Oh man.
Oh boy, some juicy stuff.
Oh no, I don't like the sound of that.
I don't like this.
So it's the September 2011, third day of filming in Croatia, sun-drenched quarry. So Emilia Clarke had to have her like really long dark hair smushed onto a bald cap, and then a tight blonde wig affixed to that. So standing in the heat hour after hour, she felt like her skull was baking.
Oh, what the fuck?
So after filming one of the scene that we just talked about, she bowed out early of a scheduled interview due to quote unquote heat stroke.
What?
Yeah.
As Clarke cheerfully explained later that week, the other day I just had a bit of a can't cope with the heat moment. No.
No, you had a brush with death.
Holy shit!
What you had.
You poor child. You poor girl.
You poor woman.
Yeah. Clarke didn't reveal the real reason for her exhaustion for another 8 years.
What the fuck?
After filming season 1, she suffered a brain hemorrhage at a gym in London. I immediately felt as though an elastic band were squeezing my brain. She wrote in the New Yorker. She actually used a lot of Dany's own lines to try and calm herself. And she underwent emergency surgery, and for several days she couldn't even remember her own name, let alone Dothraki lines.
Wow.
Well, what?
I have simply no words.
Yeah, it's like.
Mostly
what
because
do you even say to that?
Shock has early run through my body, and now my body can't even bring out the proper emotion to respond.
Yeah, it's.
The reaction of the chat is very much what? Now you can see why I was reacting with subhuman noises, because this is awful. I feel so I'm like, Emilia Clarke, you are like almost a foot shorter than me. You are a badass.
Yeah. Props to you. Props to you.
I'm just honestly, Emilia Clarke got kind of shafted in Terminator Genesis, where she played Sarah Connor, but I'm like, you know what? She's badass enough to play Sarah Connor. She's slightly miscast, but she has that kind of spirit to play Sarah Connor.
Yeah.
She isn't an Amazonian chick. She's kind of a tiny, petite British girl, but she is a badass. She is so awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. The writing just shafted her in that movie. I'm just like... Okay. So, somehow just weeks later, Clarke returned to work on Thrones despite still having a second growth on her brain that the doctor might, in theory, though it was unlikely, pop at any time. Safety measures.
Oh my
concern for your
god.
safety measures. Concern for your actors.
Actors. Where the fuck was that?
Yeah.
I'm gonna mute my mic right quick, so you don't hear what I'm about to say next. I'm just gonna mute my mic. I'm gonna walk away from the computer. I'm gonna go stare. I'm just gonna be me for a bit. See you right quick.
Yeah.
Right.
I just have to ask. So, concern for your actors. Proper safety measures. Just.
Where the fuck was that?
Yeah. Where?
Okay.
I have returned. I just need to step away from a bit to just process what the hell I just heard.
What the fuck did I just watch?
Okay. So, let's keep going. This is terrible.
This
is on the highest degree. This is incompetence on the highest standard. This is straight up willing negligence, willing endangerment of employees, willing endangerment of the willingly putting a person's personal health at risk. Currently, my brain's just shut down. I can't even come up with all the right responses I want to use. So,
basically, she went to work after just going to the Basically, so in Game of Thrones season 2, Emilia Clarke nearly had a brain aneurysm. Well, she had a brain aneurysm, brain hemorrhage, and then a few weeks later, she went back to work. Yeah.
Your incompetence is becoming most taxing.
Yeah. Okay. So, day after day, Clarke's performance gave no indication of her fatigue, fear, and pain. Emilia Clarke speaking. It was crazy intense. We were in the desert in a quarry in like 90-degree heat, and I had the constant fear that I was going to have another brain hemorrhage. I spent a lot of the time being like, am I going to die? Is that going to happen on set? Because that would be really inconvenient. I know that Emilia Clarke, you are very adorable and you are able to be really, really funny, but that's not funny. That's scary.
No. Yeah, don't joke about that.
Exactly. That's why I am mad. That's why I am. Yeah. Yeah. Perfect gif. Yeah. Perfect. Like. And with any kind of brain injury, it leaves you with a fatigue that's indescribable. I was trying so hard to keep it under wraps. Yeah, exactly. It could be you're about to die. Yeah. They should have just used map paintings and green screen. It would have been easier. And just like have a few shots. So, Brian Congman, only a few select people knew about that. So, I was completely unaware. I heard a little bit that she had some problems between seasons but nothing to this extent. And I had no clue while we were shooting. This is the co-executive producer. Didn't know.
I'm back.
Oh, gosh.
This is just, I'm going to pretend I'm just going to... What the fuck?
Mm-hmm. Alan Taylor, they were apparently really scared for her. She's really a brave girl, and because her condition never affected her commitment to the work. So, Emilia Clarke, if I had called my doctor, he would have been like, dude, you just need to chill out. But I still felt blind fear, and the fear was making me panic, and the panic was leading me to feel like I was going to pass out in the desert.
Oh my god,
So they
Dragon's
brought,
on a blue screen right now.
So they brought an air-conditioned car for me. Sorry, planet. Oh, that's actually really adorable. I like that. Okay, so they brought an air-conditioned car so that Emilia didn't die of a brain hemorrhage. How bloody considerate.
Yeah,
Thank
no.
you so much.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people say these men are incompetent. They've been taken out of context. I say this to them. This to them. Let me find it. Just take a bit to
Imagine
scroll.
dying for someone like Benioff.
Oh my god,
Very
no,
simply.
yeah.
Yeah, it's very simply to the people who say that these men have been taken out of context and they're not incompetent. I say this.
Pop, you get the fuck away from here!
So did you like it? Did you like it?
Yeah. Okay. So Dan Weiss, dumb in the duo of Dumb and Dumber. Okay. It was terrifying because the amazing, sweet, wonderful person came this close to not being around anymore. This person that we loved so much after just 1 year. Obviously, you need to make the show, but the important thing was making sure she was in a safe situation. You ask yourself, is she as safe doing the show as if she was not doing it? If she was at home sitting on her couch, she was gung-ho, and the main reason for us was making sure she wouldn't put herself in dangerous situations. She would say, yeah, I just had brain surgery, and if I need to gallop on a horse down a mountainside, I'll do it. You would have to tell her no, because she would really never say no. That's not a good rationale. That's a very bad rationale.
Especially if it's someone like David Benioff.
That is...
What? That's everybody's thought.
Yeah. Let me find it. Well spoken. Thank you. Well, it's just like... No, as safe doing the show, she's in 90-degree weather. I'm pretty sure that she would be safer at home or in a sound studio with air conditioning.
Yeah.
You know, David is far too cheap for air-conditioned studios. Gotta get that
Well, no, he is not too cheap for air-conditioned studios. He just doesn't like studios because he's a narcissist who likes being around scale that he believes he created.
Oh, I forgot.
That's why they built an entire frickin' King's Landing cityscape and put in little details that nobody's ever going to see because all they wanted to do was have Arya Stark running through it and have Maisie make like scared faces while running away from a CGI dragon.
Well, in order for that to work, you have to have something that's scary behind her to take the place of the CGI dragon, so that her performance is more realistic.
Well, the thing is, all they just really want is for her to just make faces at the camera, like silent emoting at the camera. They don't really kind of care about like enhance. They like at that point they kind of knew the like, oh, we just can't make a CGI dragon, so we'll just have Maisie running around in a cityscape. Oh, interesting. Oh, nice. Oh.
Huh?
Well,
PS5. So I'm super glad to have something like this to listen to. Oh, I'm glad.
No problem.
The the wig for the white bear was really weird, I have to say.
Yeah, no, no, just
yeah.
Sorry, I've
No.
been out of it for like the last 10 minutes.
I won't find the word anymore. The word just to get me. I know.
Yeah, we seem to have broken everybody. We've broken White. White's dead.
Oh my god, his avatar is blue screen.
You just now noticed this. I pointed attention to
Literally
it.
blue screen. Wait, you okay?
I have no idea. I kind of forgot.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Let me bring in
Greetings.
Hello.
He
What's
doesn't even
wrong
have.
with your avatar?
Honestly, it's perfect because even his avatar stopped working.
Well, you know what it is? It's I'm in Chrome now anymore. That's why I'm going to have to enter my avatar all over again. I had to enter my screen name all over again too. So, because I'm not in Firefox, because Discord and Firefox started acting really, really weird, and I couldn't use it anymore. So,
Ooh, I found something very. Ooh, interesting. I found that I can adjust volume on here.
You just now noticed that.
Well, no, I think they've updated it.
No, I always noticed that.
No, there's a thing that says, for a while there was a thing that all it said was kick from studio or edit name. They didn't say edit mic or ban from studio. It never said edit mic settings on the guests.
Yeah, I knew that since my first stream 2 days ago.
I think
maybe it was just a recent thing.
It just barely updated. It probably just barely updated because for a while there was just like, here's the volume level. So that's good. Kind of, yeah.
So what wonders await us today?
Basically, it's talking about how Emilia Clarke was a trooper and worked through a brain aneurysm / brain hemorrhage.
Oh yeah. We've known that for a while now. Yeah.
Yeah, she kept it hidden for 8 years. Yeah.
But it's why?
Yeah. It's
I mean, I understand that you loved working on the show, but if that stuff is happening behind the scenes, then the show should be canceled or handed off to someone else.
Preferably someone that actually cares for the health and safety of the employees and staff and people who work underneath them.
What sort of weird idea is that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Not David and Dan.
Yeah.
D&D are Dumb and Dumber.
Yep. They are.
Best.
Yeah, I call them dip crap and dummars. I think that's more appropriate because supposedly at least Dumb and Dumber is a good movie. I have no idea. I've never seen it. I need to though. Okay, so Emilia Clarke, Emilia Clarke never put her own self-help first. This is actually an actual quote that I'm paraphrasing, which was apparently probably why everyone else was worrying about it, as they could see that she didn't put her work. She put her work first. They didn't want to work her too hard. She was like, "Don't think I'm a failure. Don't think I can't do the job because I've been hired to do. Please don't think I'm going to screw up at any moment."
There is such a thing thing as medical leave for things like this.
Or
In fact,
make
this thing should have been shut down.
or
I don't care
just-
how much people liked the show.
yeah.
I'm surprised it survives past this.
Yeah, I think that like filming in a studio would have been much cheaper than filming out here. You just green screen what's around them.
Yeah, and it's
Oh, hey,
like-
JJ, who does green screen on site.
so why are we out in the middle? Well, so why are we out in the desert filming in front of a green screen?
Yeah.
It's those.
Yeah.
That's
for Emilia, she had the Willy Wonka golden ticket and wasn't about to hand it in. So by the time she started filming season 3, she felt considerably better and was happier with her storyline as well.
No.
Oh my gosh.
Happier with her which? Happier with her what?
Her storyline in season 3.
Oh well, yes. Have we gone over season 2 or season?
No,
2
they've
storyline yet?
kind of hop, skipped, and a jump over it. Please go over it.
Yes.
Because season 2 is a mess for Daenerys.
Oh, I thought it was
It
gonna go
is
there.
so. Oh, it is way off book. It's.
Yeah, I'm surprised no one ever really talks about it.
It's a stupid plot. It is so stupid.
I hadn't even read the books yet, and I was like, "What is going on here?"
I like how people keep trying to like show foreshadowing for Daenerys going crazy, and they always point to that line when she's outside of Qarth. And like that stuff is not even from the books, and people are trying to justify that for the books.
It's also not. It's also a different context. She's desperate. She's hungry, and there are people counting on her.
No, it's fine.
up.
She's a murderer. No, she's like Hitler, I guess.
Yeah, we know Evil Dany is a last-minute thing, so all this stuff about foreshadowing is factually false.
Yeah, the foreshadowing bit is BS. The best we got was season 7 thoughts, but to that I say,
You get the fuck away from here!
So did you like it? Did you like it?
No, I didn't like it.
Yeah, F no.
yeah, I've got a
No, I
whole
didn't like it. F you for making me do it.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's very much.
The fact that the guy is alive proves that the hitman I hired sucked.
Not to mention, they kind of made her character a little confusing in season 2.
By the way,
Condom. We all know that you say angry if you say angry things, you burn children.
pretty much.
It's like it's possible for characters to get angry without them going.
You know, when I get angry, I just go burn down the city.
Oh yeah.
You know, when I get angry, I go find the nearest school and just run over the kids.
Yeah. But yeah, it's kind of the main problem with season 2 is just like it. I think they probably thought that Dany's story in Qarth was boring, and so they just decided to jazz it up by adding some forced conflict with the warlocks taking over the city with Zaro, Zoe, and Daxos. What else has he been in? I know he was the original.
I know someone who really, really hates. What did he call it? I think it was fake conflict, where you insert conflict just to have it.
Yeah.
I think that's what it's called, and he hates that. So it wouldn't surprise me if he hated Game of Thrones for that alone.
The problem is, like, it's just that for a while, it's just that one little thing that they decide to do because they should be. It's kind of just a weird, pointless change, and it was kind of a sign of things to come, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, like in the books, she's like far more calm and collected. She's like trying to negotiate with people. In this one, she's just yelling and screaming and demanding shit. Oof.
I think that's partially because D&D just stereotyped the actors even then.
I suspect that a lot of what was going on in season 2 was last minute. It's just a suspicion, that's all. It would not surprise me in the least.
Well, we know for sure that the who's echoing?
Not me.
Not me.
Not me.
Probably me, sorry.
Yeah.
No. You fell over?
We know for sure. Probably just if you put headphones in, then it'll fix it.
Oh. Mute.
Yeah. We know for sure that Rob's wife was a last-minute change because the character went through like 3 or 4 names on IMDb, even in casting. The actress said, "I'm Jane from Volantis," then Talisa, then it was Talisa because George R. R. Martin said, "Hey, this isn't the character I wrote. Could you change the name? Here's a name from Volantis you could do." So, yeah.
It was in my when
Just
I was
because
doing
because they wanted to show off Richard Madden as Prince Charming in a love story in season 2.
Completely trashing his character arc of being a man who lives by the code of honor that his father has also had. And just turning him to Juliet of a Romeo of a Romeo and Juliet story.
They turned him into kind of a jerk, though, and Romeo at least is not a jerk, and
Yeah.
kind of is a jerk in the show.
I actually like Rob a little bit better in the show than I like him in the book, but that's just me.
By the way,
because he doesn't really show up that much in the books, as much as the show.
Yeah,
am I okay?
He's hard.
I'm still echoing. Sorry.
Oh, you're fine.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, you sound better. Yeah. So, Emilia Clarke regarding Daenerys' storyline, it was a little funky in season 2. The tricky second album is what I like to call it. Then season 3, she was really coming into her power. I felt like I was coming into my power. And so season 1, I was like, I didn't know what I was doing. Season 3, I was like, I know exactly what I'm doing.
They just said it was funkier in season 2, right? That was them.
Yeah.
Not
That was Emilia Clarke, yeah, talking about.
Well, yes.
It was, because it was strange. So, it contained one of Dany's critical moments. The season 3, I mean, getting the Unsullied army. So, the third book of A Song of Ice and Fire, it's very much an emotional high point, clever turn of events. So she goes to Qarth, goes to Savor's Bay from Qarth, hoping to get an army. She negotiates with Krasnus, who assumes that she doesn't know how to speak Valyrian, so he insults her constantly. However, the translator Missandei, played by Natalie Emmanuel, hides the fact that she's a rude piece of crap in an effort to keep negotiations peaceful. So smartly enough, Daenerys agrees to give Krasnus a dragon, Drogon, in exchange for an army. But when the exchange is made, she reveals that she can actually speak Valyrian, which she says that she was quite naturally fluent in her ancestors' mother tongue. That is BS. Targaryens don't speak Valyrian. She knows Valyrian because she's raised in the free cities, you idiots. That should have been a warning sign. I forgot about that.
Well, she might have been taught it at home, like as a second language, maybe.
She was not raised in Westeros.
Oh, right. But if she had been, I'm guessing Viserys knew Valyrian.
Maybe, but I think it was just like they had to learn it because they were in Bravos and had to just pick it up as they went along.
These are the showrunners and stuff. How do they not know this? Never mind, they don't know a lot of things.
Since they hopped around the free cities ending in Pentos, so they would have learned.
They wouldn't
Valyrian.
have learned High Valyrian necessarily then.
Yeah.
They would have known the local dialects.
Yeah.
But not the Giscari dialect, if you want to be really...
Yeah, Giscari is very... Giscari is kind of a bastardized version of the language, but it's still Valyrian. It's... So, Dany orders her soldiers to slaughter the city's slave masters and unleash Drogon to torch Krasnus. A dragon is not a slave, she declared. So, the moment is not merely about trickery, spectacle, or achievement, but it's Dany testing her own instincts and playing the Game of Thrones for the first time. Okay. Okay, at least in this case, they got what is a player right, as opposed to Sansa being raped and Alfie Allen watching.
What?
Because the actors are strong, making them players in the game, according to the original Roundhead before there was a Roundhead, Mr. Brian Cogman.
Oh my god.
Brian Cogman, like a lot of people call Ryan Roundhead Johnson. I agree with that sentiment, but Brian Cogman just has has a rounder head.
Yeah, I'm looking at the image right. Oh my god. Hang on. Yeah, see it, guys.
Yeah, he's a Roundhead. Let's just make Roundhead shorthand for terrible writer.
Look at the curvature of this head. It's perfect.
Why is your head so round?
You know, if we were to like cut off like the top of his head, you can use it as a bowl.
Yeah.
The top of his head is what happens.
Well, at one point, we know for sure that a dude uses a skull as a cup in Game of Thrones.
Yeah, the Lord of Bones, if I remember.
Oh my
Nope.
god.
Nope, wrong guy. Carl Tanner. Wrong guy, Carl Tanner.
Oh, Carl Tanner. Oh,
yeah. I was a freaking legend in Gianelli.
No.
Yeah, this guy. Yeah, this guy. This guy. There's even like at the top. There's a skull cup. Apparently they.
Skull cup.
Oh wow.
Yeah, this show is gruesome, and this was unnecessarily gruesome.
Yeah, which is one of the reasons why I never got into it. Ugh.
Yeah, this is actually original. This is actually original content. This was never in the books.
Oh, thank God.
Let's look at that Reddit post. Carl Tanner was a better antagonist than Euron Greyjoy.
That's true. Euron Greyjoy in the show. Yeah, Euron Greyjoy in the show sucks. Like take Hot Topic Jack Sparrow, horny Jack Sparrow.
Oh, good
That's
God.
the show version. Guess what the book version is like?
I'm not gonna say anything because I feel like that's a trap.
He is a psychopathic warlock dude who wants to become a god and has a good chance of doing it.
Wow.
Yeah, wow.
Like he has this crazy plan to raise a kraken from the depths of the ocean using the blood of holy men to destroy the enemy fleet and take this city.
Man,
city of Old Town.
He would get along very well with some of the Dark Elves and from Warhammer Fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
I would say
finger in the bum.
Yeah. That's Hot Topic horny Jack Sparrow is the show version, as opposed to I'm sorry. What?
Yeah.
In reference to Euron Greyjoy is like for a lot of the George is like, hey, you want to I've been doing a lot of like gray characters in this book. I'm just gonna make myself a mustache twirling villain, but I'm just gonna make him straight up bad. Like he sexually molested his brothers when they were kids. He like just rapes whatever he wants. He's got a crew full of mutes. He's a horrible, horrible person, but he's this like really charismatic.
Yeah, Preston Jacobs compares Show Euron to a rock star.
Yeah, it's like he was hilarious. He was hilarious. He proved the show is just as jerk. Well, it's still kind of just a giant downgrade.
He's like the Walmart brand, like Great Value and On, like electronics.
He kind of is, yeah. So,
I wouldn't trade anything in the world for having no. I wouldn't trade anything in the world without him.
Yeah.
Except he was like from like the bottom of the shelf in the dark corner.
So, back to Dany. Emilia Clarke, up to that moment, Dany relies on everybody else's opinion to form her own because she does not know any better. It's a really big risk. It's the biggest one she's ever taken. Everyone, yeah, he's nothing compared to book you're on. Yeah, he's fun for what he is. It's just kind of hilarious that they decided to do that. So everyone around her is assuming she'll just give Drogon up, which is ridiculous for the mother of her child. It's that moment of, is this going to work or is it not going to work? Whether the Unsullied are going to respect her, and everything hangs in the balance. It's really, she becomes the person she was destined to be in that moment. It's a really thin line between braveness and madness, and she dances that line. Interesting. David Benioff, the best surprises aren't the ones that come out of nowhere. F off! Sod off! Okay, sod off.
You get the fuck away from here!
So did you like it? Did you like it?
Can you repeat that, please?
Yes,
okay. The best surprises aren't the ones that come out of nowhere. They're the ones that where after you see it, you're asking yourself, why didn't I see that coming?
Well, there's some truth.
Well, that's only if you foreshadow things correctly. But this, with how many problems the show had behind the scenes, I don't think so.
Yeah, just basically.
This is the worst writer in America.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I can't think of anybody worse. I would rather have Aaron Kruger write something. And I hate Aaron Kruger. I friggin' hate Aaron
At least
Kruger.
Ryan Johnson won't get people fucking killed.
Yeah. Yeah. Very much.
That doesn't even make any sense, you fucking hack. Fuck you. Stop writing. You're not good at it. I wish I could punch you in the fucking face.
Oh.
I don't know. There are a couple of other places I want to beat.
Yeah. Yeah. So, well, I remember reading the Daenerys part where she's about to give up Drogon. He went, "Oh, it's kind of disappointing that she's doing this." David Benioff. When a real plan was revealed, I called Dan. It was one of those times where, like, we got to make this friggin' show. It's a hallmark of one of the scenes in the books where, in retrospect, should have seen it coming because George had laid out all the pieces, and he'd given you all the clues. So, that's interesting. The budget straining sequence was shot in Morocco by director Alex Graves. Sod Alex Graves. Sod that man.
That's
I
sod.
hate Alex Graves.
Sod you.
I hate Alex Graves just as a human being, because like he made the joke of, "Oh, Sansa, you're going to get a love interest in season 5."
That's
No.
fucking cruel.
Oh yeah.
That is like, you don't joke about something like that.
Yeah, don't remind us of that. Ugh.
Also, he incompetently filmed the accidental Jaime Cersei rape scene. Our coverage of that is in the Austin Film Fest mega review.
Yeah.
Another
Too bad I missed that.
Yeah, this was before, like, this is a while back. This was when we were, like, what, like 100 subs or something?
Maybe less. I don't
Yeah,
know.
probably. I don't know.
Before we struck gold with this book.
Yeah, it's like, oh, that guy. Yup. Everybody knows that guy.
Yeah,
Everybody knows the episodes. Everybody knows that guy. It's just like extremely unprofessional, kind of a jerk, and an incompetent filmmaker.
And you only say, "Oh, you're gonna get a love interest" if it's actually a love interest instead of,
raping.
You don't do it when it's a psychopath who's raping somebody. No.
Yeah, no, that's not a love interest.
These
That's
people are
being
incredibly tone
predator.
deaf.
Bad taste.
Very bad taste.
Yeah. So, okay. You had to depict a slave uprising and the show's first major dragon attack using just a few concise shots. Alex Graves, it's one of those, there's no money to do this, but if you pull it off, it's one of the greatest sequences of all time. Okay. That just shows that we're bad at money.
You have absolutely no money management skills. You.
And this isn't an expensive season. Yeah.
These are the same people who built a staircase that they never showed off.
Yeah. You
that was
only
like $10,000. That was $10,000 in months of work.
And all
You
those
only do that if you're planning to use the damn thing. But no, it's just set dressing. Ugh.
A very expensive bit of set dreading and long hours of work.
Yeah.
It was pointless.
Hashtag the most expensive staircase in history.
Yeah.
That didn't even go used.
That staircase cost as much as it did to put in my bathroom.
Yeah.
That's how expensive it was.
You have an expensive bathroom.
Oh, we're talking about
No, that's the average it takes to put in a bathroom.
Are we talking about the invisible staircase again?
Yeah. Because they couldn't even light the scene properly. You can't even see the friggin' staircase.
It's all about where the staircase used King's Landing.
It's like $10,000. And it was like for a second, and it was when Jon is walking up to Dany, and there's a cut to black, and Dany comes out of the darkness and walks into the ruined throne room.
What?
Nobody ever walks onto the stairs. It's not enhancing anybody's performance. It's just there. It costs $10,000.
That was the most wasted staircase in history. The staircase I see more staircases with more use. Use ever far less than Game of Thrones. A standard staircase built into a 2-story house has seen more use than the Game of Thrones staircase.
Fucking the Titanic's grand staircase seen more use than that thing.
Yeah.
And that thing's gone.
Let's keep going. So, okay, this is kind of cute. Emilia Clarke, I couldn't wait to stick it to crassness. I've been practicing that speech for weeks in my room. That's really cool. I think that's cute.
Now, if only you could actually stick it with a pointy end.
Yeah.
Well, she hadn't burned alive, so.
That's
quite a bit.
Very painful way to go.
So, quite a few things. Emilia Clarke getting. Yeah, he just really subscribed a couple of days. I think like yesterday.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, welcome aboard, Travis Armstrong. So basically, what you've missed is a discussion about Emilia Clarke having a brain hemorrhage and still doing season 2. Yeah.
Personally, I think she should have gone. Nope. And just had them write her out of season 2.
I don't think they could have done that. I think that what would have been a lot easier is keep her in an air-conditioned set.
Yeah, and have a body double do everything that needs to be done outside.
But that would require logic, so we can't do that.
The thing is, she's only in the desert for 2 or 3 episodes. You could film that using a set and just have like a desert set and then surround it in green screen, just like The Mandalorian does. Admittedly, this is 2012, but you could do it.
They did that like very old movies, like the 50s and stuff. Remember, like the rolling background, like the horse people?
Yeah, matte painting. Yeah, use a matte painting. It would have been much easier, but instead you stick Emilia Clarke in the desert after she has had a brain aneurysm and you knew about it, and that she had a cyst in her brain that could have popped at any minute.
You could have absolutely killed her, you... Okay, I've got to steal a word from Shiny. You fuckwit!
Yeah.
Wait, that's a word he said?
Yeah, he says that frequently.
That's a shiny word. That's a shiny word.
Yeah.
Are you absolutely
completely out of the blue because I guess he has mental problems.
You can't own a swear word.
It's
word.
Basically his signature swear word now.
Yeah, it kind of is, along with clanker.
Yeah, but these guys aren't clankers, so I can't call them that.
Are you sure about that?
Well, as a fan of Clone Troopers, I have to sue him now for stealing clankers.
Well, he is a clone, so...
Yeah.
I don't care. I'm suing him.
Okay. So, Dan Weiss, when we lit Krasus on fire with the dragons, Stuart Brisbane, the special effects supervisor, made a flamethrower on a pole up in the air. They shot the stuntman full in the face with a flamethrower. It was a shocking, powerful thing to watch even as a stunt. He was probably wearing protective clothing to make sure nothing bad happened. So, scene concludes with Danny looking
with the way everything else is going, I kinda doubt it.
I think it was like that sort of thing is easier to maintain than like it has a lot more safety restrictions than what the other things they were doing. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they actually kind of make a few jokes about it. It's kind of disturbing.
No, you don't joke about someone having a brain aneurysm or a brain hemorrhage.
Even if it's the person who had it joking about it, that's still really, really creepy. That's still like...
And it hits way too close to home because my dad has had stuff like that. They've had to put stuff in his brain to stop stuff like that from happening. And no, I'm sorry, Emilia. That's not funny. That's not funny. Never do that again.
Yeah.
Don't. Ever.
Yeah. So, Alex, so the scene ends with Dany looking triumphant as a series of explosions ignite behind her from Drogon's attack. So apparently Alex Graves came up with what's been called the Apocalypse Now shot. But we were filming in Morocco during the Arab Spring. Transporting high explosives in North Africa was not allowed. I couldn't give up because that image of Emilia was so burned into my brain. So we smuggled explosives into the country to do that.
What?
How the hell did you get in trouble for that?
They committed a freaking crime. They smuggled explosives.
Morocco, you need to beef up your security now.
Actual explosives. Could you not set off Hollywood fireballs or something? Could you not have done that?
What about
oh my god.
Not to be like weird, but what about CGI?
Or, you know.
Yeah, legit. How is this? You smuggled explosives.
How did you not get caught? How are you not in jail?
Because of statute of limitations, also extradition treaties or whatever.
No, let's not make smuggling explosives any better.
Yeah, it's like, so we smuggled the explosives into the country to do it. Emilia stood in front of the fireballs, and you could feel the heat and the shockwaves from the explosions. She didn't flinch. Emilia Clarke, consistently England, who was consistently her mentor, was like, "Darling, come here. Look at how well taken care of you are. All you have to do is stand in front of that, and all this crap is happening."
Oh, space junk. Oh,
Yeah.
space junk.
What are you doing?
Yes.
That's not evil. That's not evil. That's just ethical. That's just ethical.
That's not evil. That's chaotic good.
Yeah.
So that scene where she makes that
Protect
dirt
it.
post.
Yeah, that would have protected all of the actors.
And the crew. We haven't gotten to the Battle of the Bastards yet.
That's gonna be like stream 17.
Well,
yeah.
I don't know what. I'm interested to see like how they like do that, because there was always that IndieWire discussion where it's just like they wanted 70 live horses. They didn't do their resources. They didn't do their research into what the legal abilities of that we had were. They just said do this, and they're like, I can't do this.
They didn't understand
Especially not in the amount of time that you gave me. Because I need that time to train the damn horses.
They didn't understand the logistical requirements of having.
They also watched they were also basing this off a movie where horses and animals got hurt and killed.
Yeah.
May I pay attention to the chat for a moment?
Yeah.
Becca Reeb. Yes.
But my authentic performances can't be having the faces reacting to things that aren't there.
Well,
Yeah.
You can. It's hard, but you can.
Blasphemy.
Yeah. So Emilia realized that it was all she really needed to do. It felt so good, so electric. It was like everyone who had ever screwed me over in life, I had them all lined up. Okay, that's good. So the sequence gives Dany 2 allies who accompany her through the final season, devise storylines of their own. Translator turned advisor Missandei and Grey Worm, played by Jason Anderson and Natalie Emanuel, respectively. So apparently Natalie Emanuel was a really big show. She spent a number of occasions phoning her agent, saying that she wanted to be on it. She saw a breakdown of the character where they specifically detailed Missandei should be a cover between 18 and 23. And she was like, wait, that's me. She phoned her agent. She was like, I've already seen it. You've got an audition. Okay.
Oh my god, hang on. It's not. I wonder what explosives they smuggled. Maybe they smuggled dynamite, and therefore they would have double the crime because dynamite's illegal.
Oh, that would be a riot.
Yeah, live action Jungle Book movie.
Am I a joke to you?
Apparently.
Well, I have to admit, the acting from that kid is actually very impressive, considering that nothing around him is real, and he's just kind of reacting to, like, he's in a green screen. And he's just kind of talking. He's not even engaging with like the other actors like face to face. He's just like talking to people off screen. That's a really impressive kid.
Yeah. And just more proof of what I was saying. It's harder to do, but it's possible.
Yeah.
And there are people who are good enough at any age that they can pull it off perfect.
Actors use their imagination. What's that?
Yeah.
What is it? I have no idea.
I love our chat. Our chat's a mess of a lot of good people. I really enjoy
They
it.
have more energy than I do.
Yeah.
That first segment killed me.
Yeah. It's common knowledge. Can you repeat? Or if not, can you let us know where your loyalties lie in terms of a space character or house?
Well,
What?
I think maybe he's referring to like Targaryen or Stark. I'm a Targ fan. I'm a big fan of the history of the Targaryen family. But I'm just using Soren Markov as my character avatar because it's cool. White Dragon's just using White Dragon. Wise Wolf is using a myriad of wolf boys. Neph's a cat Esuna from Sword Art Online, and Count Balerion is using various dragon imagery.
Yeah.
This one is my usual one is a black cat wearing a cape.
Actually, Larry may not like this, but I don't see an image there.
That's because, it's a little faint, but what I've got now is Sir Pounce riding a dragon and being Azor Ahai and whatnot.
I just
What
can't
even
see
is that?
All I see is a loaded Piet. This is what you mind if I show you what I see? Like
I don't have allegiance to House Targaryen anymore. Not after what they did. They shafted me after I died.
I don't take it as canon, to be perfectly honest.
This is what I see from you.
Oh my gosh, Dreamception.
A couple of us have turned into blank thingies on your screen for some reason.
Not only you.
Oh, bother. Yeah, it's very faint. Maybe I'll change it in a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Something that's less faint.
This feels like someone repeatedly tried to sabotage the production, only for D&D to manage to keep going for the most hilarious reason. Wait, you mean D&D weren't trying to sabotage it on their own?
Wouldn't it be a riot? Wouldn't it be a riot if David Benioff was
trying to get all we need to do is make an assassination attempt on the president of this country.
I just realized something. I just realized something that Emilia Clarke said, that it's just like, it was like everyone who had ever screwed me off in my life, that they had them all. What kind of wording is that? I have to show that.
Oh no, you can take that to a really dark place. Fuck me off.
You dear phrasing.
What?
Phrasing, my dear phrasing.
Oh no.
Oh, turn all lights off.
Yeah, please, we don't need to know this.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about? I don't get it.
I think she's trying to say screwed me over, but I think she just either James Hibbert is a moron, or she just kind of had a just a brain fart.
It wouldn't surprise me if she'd had a brain fart because of what happened.
A sitcom of us, that would be amazing. Okay, that would be funny. I think they're asking who would like to write a sitcom of this show.
Oh, that's not true. It can actually be a combined effort of every single person. Why does it have to be one?
If I have to read the books to do that, no, count me out.
Well, no, all you need to do is you just need to read. No, it's just a sitcom of the making of Game of Thrones.
Oh, then yes, count me in. Count me in.
Yeah, I got a perfect joke.
You kind of would have to kind of like watch the show to kind of like get an idea, and I think there's probably a lot of stuff they would have to fill in, because it just seems as though these guys just kind of like, they're not very complex in terms of what they want. They're just like, ooh, we need to figure out how to show off the faces of our actors, because let's contrive this scene to make that happen. We want to show off Stephen Delane making his angry face, so we'll have Stannis like screw up throughout the season, and like end up getting killed, so that we can give him this powerful one-liner, even though the story doesn't make sense. Yep, essentially, yeah. The sitcom of D&D versus their crew. Yeah, including the smuggling explosives.
Yes, I wish to volunteer as a protagonist of the smuggling explosives arc.
I just imagine like some like really low tier like gangster stuff, like people getting killed and for the explosives, like no loose ends.
I
And
was
they could get shot in the car.
Yeah, it's just like they smuggled explosives into Morocco.
Hey, let's do it again. I got an idea. Everyone, for the next Hangout stream, we write the sitcom ourselves.
It would take a long time.
Well,
I hope it has streamed it before.
Yeah,
we can do it. I mean, we're all intelligent writers.
I just imagine like we just had like a whole action movie about them getting the TNT to the set.
Yeah, that would be hilarious.
like
I honestly just
Paris or something.
Well, the thing is, like, let's finish this book, and I'll try to make a PDF of it, and I'll send it to y'all so that you can peruse it, so that you can figure out, okay, though, admittedly, there's no way to make Emilia Clarke's horrific experience in season 2 in any way, shape, or form funny.
Yeah, that would be.
If anything, it would be dark humor, but I think it's a bit too dark to be humorous.
Yeah, it'd be poor taste.
Well, we can still let's keep it mostly. Yeah, it'll have to be a black comedy.
Yeah, a very black comedy.
It's like, yeah, because that's not funny. That's
it's
just
not.
We can cut this part of the book out.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
okay, this is interesting. So apparently Natalie Emanuel did a lot of research on her character and was reading the books because she wanted to be as prepared as possible. Since she's from the Summer Islands, she thought that maybe she could speak the common tongue with an accent. So she came up with an accent for her, like a received pronunciation or posh accent asterisk. What the heck?
When the
so
cast does more right.
Okay, so their footnote. There are 7 different accents floating around Game of Thrones, according to Chris Taylor, who broke them all down for a mashable story in 2017. Sean Bean has a Yorkshire accent, which is from Northern England. Stark Boys and most of the Wildlings use it too. Sansa, Arya, Bran, and Rickon all take after their mother's Catelyn's posh accent, which Daenerys has as well. Is that all? Wait. That's the only footnote. The only other footnote besides she was.
I thought you said
Oh my god, I forgot about that.
Oh, good lord!
There was
She
one
was.
that though. You said there was one at the end of the book.
Oh, I thought it was like 400. Well, it's like they jumped around to apparently like 4. They kind of have all the footnotes at the end, but
I don't like those.
they had it both at the end, but then there's that. Oh my gosh!
Wait a minute here. Did you have to turn all the way to the end to see the words "she was"?
No, no. It's just there's a footnote, and there's two. There's 2 footnotes, and like so basically what happens is with a Kindle edition, when I click on whenever there's a footnote, there's an asterisk, and then I just click all I just for craps and giggles, just clicked on all footnotes, and it just jumps me to the end of the book.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
So I like the Starks too. I'm a big fan of the Starks.
I am also a Stark fan. Always.
Obviously, you're wolfisms.
And
I'm the outsider.
Yeah, Neph has never seen
I like
it.
the Starks.
Yeah, but if there was
And
a
I
Neph
don't
house,
want to see it either.
but if there was a house for Neph, I would join it.
Yeah, they did.
Oh, that kind of a.
Yeah, they did Barris. Yeah, they definitely did Barristan dirty. We'll cover that when the time comes.
Also, screw you, crackhead.
Yeah.
By the way,
You and your stupid ice javelins. Fuck off.
by the way, do you all know that the dragon just plugged us again?
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah, I saw that. I'm sub to his channel, so
Yes.
Awesome.
yeah. So yeah.
That's nice of him.
Yeah, it is very nice of him. No, it's no, he's joking. He's joking about you killing him. No worries.
It was only the writers that gave you that stupid spear, you bastard.
And then he never used it again.
Well, he kind of forgot how to use it. That's pretty much what he did.
Yeah. Indeed.
Oh, he can hit the smallest one from a mile away, but he can't hit the freaking biggest one from like spitting distance.
So he can't hit the broadside of a barn from point blank range.
Yes.
Yep.
And somehow during the battle, why did he suffered a patch? A patch happened midway through the battle, and he couldn't destroy a little rock that Jon Snow was hiding behind.
Yeah, pretty much. So, okay, so she got a posh accent, and so, okay, so this is the last footnote in the book. This is the last, so why include footnotes? Just put it in, like, brackets, you moron. What's wrong with you? Okay, so
I don't think he knows how to write.
No.
Wait, what did it say?
Okay, so, no, it's not that, it's not what it says, just basically, like, what is going on? He put 2 footnotes in this entire 452-page book. One was saying that Melisandre was naked in the books, and then this one describing the accents. And it's like, all I had to say is,
You thought you were a writer.
So apparently then her agent says,
he's doing by invisible walls.
Yeah. So, and then Natalie Emanuel's agent said, no, you don't need to do an accent. So she did the audition once with the casting director, Robert Stern. They hadn't quite decided whether Miss Sonde would have an accent or not. So I was ready to go in and did the accent. It's a testament to being prepared. I didn't hear anything for 5 weeks. When they got the call, she was on her way home from food shopping, and she screamed and dropped her shopping and broke a jam jar and cried a lot. That's actually really funny. Oh, that's funny. Yeah. It's just I screamed and dropped my shopping and broke a jam jar and cried.
What was the context of this?
Basically, she got the call that she was going to be on the show. She just was so excited she dropped her stuff.
Who was it again? Who was this?
Miss Sonde. Miss Sonde, the Natalie Emanuel.
I mean, hell, I would drop my Starbucks if I was called into that.
Yeah. So, Jacob Anderson, it was one of the worst auditions I've ever done. The only note I was given was to hold back any emotion, but it was the speech where Grey Worm talks about getting his name, and I subconsciously cranked up my emotion because it was exactly what I was told not to do. I couldn't help getting emotional about what I was saying. I was also self-conscious about my accent. They said, don't worry, you're not going to speak in English. I'm like, what? I figured I had definitely not gotten the part. To this day, I have no idea how I got the job. Interesting. So, Natalie Emanuel, she got a read-through of the Season 3 scripts in Belfast. She was pretty scared at the auditions in the room where they casted the show. She'd been watching, came in. Then Finn Jones, who she'd met before, had been on the show for a while. He'd done a bit of Hollyoaks. And then saw in a corner, not moving, and asked if she was all right. And she said, like, I don't know, kind of overwhelmed. He was really sweet and helped me find my seat and introduced me to the people. That's really awesome. Thank you, Finn Jones. Finn Jones, you're a good guy. I like you. You've earned yeah, that's cool. Okay, so Jacob Anderson, Grey Worm's actor, during his first week, could be boring playing the stoic character, doesn't have any thoughts and feelings. Then Dan said, Grey Worm is walking trauma. If you imagine a robot built out of trauma, that's what he is. Interesting analogy. That seems like something a teenager would come up with rather than a professional writer.
Yeah, I bet that was Benioff and Weiss rather than...
Well, it was Dan Weiss. Dan Weiss said...
Oh, yeah, well, duh.
Yeah, exactly.
But no, if you'd asked Martin, he'd probably say a whole bunch of different things, but that is definitely not what he would say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
so... That's what Martin says.
Yeah. there's barely any meat on Grey Worm, even as in the books. They actually beefed him up because they liked Jacob Anderson.
Ah!
Yeah.
And they like took things away from. They cut people like Strong Belwas. Gave a lot of his stuff to. Yeah,
They
cut a lot
cut
of characters.
important people.
But here's another
Pretty
thing about Jacob Anderson, that he never ever made it to like the main cast. Not only Emmanuel did, but he was always just a recurring character, and I have no idea why.
Yeah, I don't
But
know.
this is from the Dragon Demands again, naturally.
Yeah. So then we have he found a helpful guide for the rest of the show. If you're someone who has dealt with a lot of trauma, the last thing you want to be is present because it can be re-traumatizing. Also, my costume was really well designed, but there was very little that was practical about it. I could barely walk, which is why I have a slightly funny walk in the show. It doesn't let up at all. It seems...
That is a very badly designed costume, then.
It sounds like the frickin' X-Men costumes in the first movie. The X-Men costumes in the first X-Men movie suck for mobility.
If you can't move in your costume, then the costume is badly designed. It doesn't matter if the costume looks nice. If you can't move in it, then what's the point?
Yeah, you should make it so you can move in it and look nice.
Yeah, it's just... Yeah, like, when I... Like, the behind the scenes of the X-Men is just like... The first X-Men, at least, where it's just like... They're having them wear black leather, and it's like... I actually like the look of the X-Men costumes, but they are crap when it comes to their mobility.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody moved around properly in those. Like, they like tried to like get over a wall, and it was like like a chicken. It was like a baby giraffe or something. It was crazy.
No.
Oh, I don't doubt that they probably did, but probably not as much as the people who did the first X-Men hated their costumes.
Wouldn't it be a riot if Strong Bellows had been invited onto the show but said, "Nah, I'm not getting on this thing"?
Yeah, it would have worked better.
Strong
but
Bellows.
This show since it's Strong.
It's like the actual fictional character show auditions for the TV show.
Yeah.
Strong Bellows does not audition for crap. Strong Bellows is above this.
He's like a Khajiit. He always says his name for some reason as he speaks.
Yeah, he's funny. He's a funny man. It's like... So, Natalie Emanuel, so her first scene on the show was when Missandei is showing her bravery when Daenerys said, "You may go hungry, you may kill, may fall sick, you may get killed," and then it ends with her saying, "All men must die," and Daenerys says, "Yes, but we are not men." Okay. It was such an iconic feminist moment in the script with Missandei giving that small smile. Oh, these performances, these faces. For the character, but at least it's an actor. But yeah, for the character, it's one she knew she was in safer hands, and that this woman was a force to be reckoned with.
The very strong feminist movement in season 8. Indeed.
Oh my god.
Yeah, when she gets her head when she gets fridged.
And Danny just goes crazy for no reason. That's a really strong feminist movement right there.
Yeah, I loved how I think it was Overlord DVD when he was on Nerdrotic's show when he's like, "I am so freaking angry that I just ran into my bathroom after I watched this piece of garbage and just let loose the profanity-laden rant that would have gotten your stream demonetized." And he just...
It would have gotten his own channel demonetized, too.
Maybe. There's also, I think, and then he kind of says, like, regarding Danny's turn, like, he's like, well, it's the only thing good about this is because all the woke people are, like, having to blow their brains out because they're going, is this woke? Is this not woke? Because it's a strong woman killing a bunch of other strong women.
Yeah, highlight the last comment.
Yeah. Ew, I actually couldn't. I forgot about that. That's
We
interesting.
Are Not Men line is in the box remarkably. Book Danny actually agrees with my son day, but it says not today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Okay, so after that shot, David Benioff. Oh, go for it.
I hate fourth wave feminism. It kills everything.
And this is a lady saying it. It's not the sextismy men.
No.
Yeah.
There are 4 guys with me, and I'm the one saying it. So,
Mm-hmm. I can say that, like, I'm like fourth wave, like feminism as a property or as a line of thinking has merit, but it's just that the application has a lot of things
it
that I
leaves a
don't
lot to be
necessarily-
desired, shall we say.
Yeah, there's also like a whole lot of moving of the goalposts, which is just frustrating to me. I like things
They also
that
are
are
consistent with their goals and can't keep. And they also can't keep consistent.
Yeah.
They can't keep their lies consistent, like at the ending of the TV show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So apparently, after that little shot, David Benioff came on to me. You're official, and said it was you're officially on Game of Thrones. And it was the best thing everybody could have said to me. Her little heart burst. Oh, that's cute. So later, Jacob Anderson, Grey Worm. Somebody told me later that Benioff had said when I got cast that I was good but way too skinny, but he never told me that. Had somebody told me that, I would have worked out. Okay, interesting.
Yet
Natalie,
another thing to hate about them. Because
yeah,
they
it's so
don't.
weird.
Because, you know, the actors for Marvel, other than Miss Cheese, who doesn't want to do anything at all, actually work out so that they look the part.
Well, technically, when Brie Larson has worked out. She actually did push a car. That was
Anyone
neutral.
can push a car when it's in neutral. Anyone. That is not a feat.
Let's move on to a new body, lol. Critical feminism has an anti-ability since the 70s, but that's a whole other discussion. Brie, first Daisy ain't hot, now this is being jealous.
Daisy is cute. Daisy's fine. I just think that Brie Larson's a bit of a gaff machine, in a lot of ways.
Ugh, I really don't like her.
Because she's a gaff machine.
Yeah.
So let's just keep going. Natalie Manuel, she was familiar with Jacob's work on Adulthood, the show Adulthood, and she was excited to work with him. We're the 2 characters of color on the show, and it's always great when you have somebody around that you've shared a certain experience with. So his first scene was when he gets chosen by the officers of the Unsullied Army to be their leader, and Daenerys says he gets to choose his free name, but it's all in Valyrian, a foreign language. His first take, he delivered this incredible, edible, moving performance, and Emilia and I looked at each other like, oh, dang, that was amazing. And he really delivered the speech well with brilliance and conviction while essentially saying made-up words. It's like, whatever we said, you just said, we believe you. So Jacob Anderson, I remember being in awe of Emilia and Natalie looking back at me. I didn't know anybody, and they were really encouraging and friendly, and I just needed that. I thought if this job is going to work out with these 2, getting to work with these 2 is going to be a good job. That's cool.
Incidentally, the chap who created the High Valyrian was also impressed with Jacob Anderson, David Peterson.
Yeah. Oh.
You missed somebody's famous.
Yeah.
Well, let's move on to feminism.
Yeah. So, Natalie Emanuel, Jacob and Emilia and I just became this little gang and had so much fun together. Jacob was always aware and conscientious about us 2 being the only women around, and we loved him because of that. What a gentleman. I like...
Yeah.
There's so many good guys on this show. Like, who are just legit gentlemen. I think that's cool.
Yeah, it is.
Cute. Sorry.
Men being friends with women? Shocking!
Yeah. So, Dario Naharis... okay, no, never mind. Skipped by accident. So, the trio of actors became a tight-knit group with Clarke often arranging games to keep them entertained during downtime on set. For example, everyone had to draw an animal in 15 seconds, and they all compared the results. We're like 4-year-olds, she said. So, one of season 3 Dany's companions changed noticeably. The handsome second son's Dario Naharis, who was played by Ed Skrein in season 3, then was switched to Michael Huisman for seasons 4 through 6. So, what the?
Oh, he's from Camp Balerion.
No, that is not from Balerion.
Where is it coming from?
I don't think it's me.
It's not me.
Okay, it just faded. Okay. So Skrein has previously told reporters that the reason was quote-unquote political. That's an interesting way of putting it. Insiders...
Politics kills everything.
Well, no, I don't know why. Okay, I don't know why he says political. It doesn't go into detail. Apparently, like, Skrein's voice wasn't quite right for the role, and his lines were dubbed over.
So that's what happened with Darth Vader.
Well, the thing is, Darth Vader is a robot.
Cyborg.
Is a cyborg, but it's like this is an actual like human being who's on set, and like your voice is not quite right, so they just dub over your voice.
That is actually what happened.
I know, but that was always the plan. With the dude who played Darth Vader. So Michelle McLaren, one of the directors, the guy was lovely and talented. It just wasn't the right combination. Things like this do happen. I'm impressed with how the producers dealt with it by not explaining anything. They were just like, okay, there's a different actor, but the same character. Moving on. Okay. So, Dany gains allies in the desert. Jon Snow is getting captured by the wildlings in the frozen wasteland beyond the wall. In the storyline that spanned the show's second and third season, Jon Snow infiltrates the wildlings, poses as a Night Watch deserter, learning to plan and learn their invading Asian plans. There, he met wildling Ygritte, and in defiance of his vows, falls in love with her. And Kit Harrington recalled the first moment he met Rose Leslie, the actress playing Ygritte, whom he would later marry in real life 7 years later, which is actually really cool.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. It's just like so adorable that like Jon Snow and Ygritte ended up getting married in real life. I think that's cute.
Yeah. I bet a lot of shippers were happy about that.
Yeah, and apparently they have a little babby on the way.
Aww.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So apparently, Rose, Kit Harrington Googled Rose when he found out she was playing the part, and then he actually met her in a costume fitting. So for the first time I ever saw Rose, she was dressed as Ygritte. She offered him a ginger biscuit, which was very sweet. I was completely enamored. I was also bowled over by her portrayal of the character, which suggested brilliance to me. Okay. So.
Oh yeah. That happened to Darth Maul too.
Yeah, true. Well, it's kind of just weird, like.
Ray Park who played Darth Maul had to have his lines dubbed over LOL.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had to do because the voice actor for.
They decided to use the Clone Wars actor Sam Witwer.
Yeah.
Except
that they didn't do that in Solo, which is a discrepancy.
We don't talk about Solo.
Yeah, let's keep moving. Well,
So,
let's keep moving.
meh.
So apparently, David Nutter was the director on the day that they met each other. The first scene they shot was I watched taking out the wildlings, put the sword to her neck, he's about to kill her. It told me it was the happiest day of his life. You could tell there was a real spark. Alex Graves, they had apparently really romantic scenes together where nobody got killed. And on Game of Thrones, that's weird. I don't think I realized they were a couple until later. They were so dang happy together. We were like, are they dating? They ought to be if they're not.
Well, they weren't, but then they were. So,
Well, I think
I guess the show
actually-
counted as chaperoned dates?
I guess so, but I think like they were dating like off and on for years, and then they finally got married 7 years in. Like there was actually a point where like when they were filming the later seasons after Rose left the show, like she was like I don't let him in the house when he's reading the scripts. I tell him go get a hotel. Also, because I don't want to find out what's happening from the script.
Yeah, that's unfortunate, especially when
The show turns to crap.
yeah.
So, well, then like in season 8, like there were like really accurate 1-to-1 leaks. Valerian, do you happen to have any headphones that you can put in?
They're in my mic. They're in my mic already. Am I echoing again?
Your
Please don't
headphones.
mention his appearance in Solo. Yeah, tell that to Emilia too. Yeah.
Yeah.
You could watch.
So
she always gets shitty roles.
Yeah, she kind of gets shafted when it comes to movie roles. It seems like the only thing that she's able to like really get good stuff is when like it's a romantic comedy. It seems like those are the only good ones that I've heard. So Kit Harington, I really started to feel who Jon Snow was in season 2. When he meets Ygritte, she tests him, puts him in a different ballpark. He's having to deal with a feisty different entity, and she takes the piss out of him. And through that, you get to see who Jon really is. I don't think how many people mark out season 2 as particularly standout season but for me, it was the most special. It was probably because, it's probably because you got to meet your future wife, buddy.
Yeah, that's because you met your waifu.
Yeah. Yep. So for North of the Wall sequences, they had to find a really desolate and convincingly wintry landscape that more so than what could be achieved by set dressing, Northern Ireland with fake snow and dressing of CGI. So they went to Iceland.
God, no.
A country that provided some of the show's most stunning visuals as well as some of its toughest days. So, funny thing, my dad actually like biked around Iceland and Greenland for a couple of weeks, I think like a year or two ago, and he just slept in a tent.
Nice.
No joke. Yeah, my dad loves biking. So, the producer, according to Bernadette Caulfield, producer Chris Newman, whose wife is from Iceland, sent her a picture before season 2 started shooting. So they said, we're going north of the wall. She was thinking of Iceland. What do you think? And they're like, this is exactly what we need. And David and Dan, so she went to David Dumb and Dumber, and they asked, do you think we can do that? And she said, yes, of course we can and do that. Her exact words were, that's all, and that's always all I need to hear. Of course we can. Then I walked out of the office. How the fetch do we do that? Which is interesting. So he came up with a plan, go to Iceland, use smaller crew, what little money they had at this point. Little money? What did you spend that money on?
Wow.
Where did your money go?
It's like you have no money management skills. You never learned how to manage the budget that they gave you. It's called a budget. legit for a very good reason.
They never learned from this either.
No!
Season 3 is not an expensive season. Like, Season 2 is far more expensive. I have way more set pieces. I don't know what is going on. Most of season... I was thinking alcohol, but drugs might be the
No,
case.
it's not the drugs. Listen, it's alcohol, blow, and hookers.
Well, they're married, so why do they need hookers for?
Because sleep brown hookers.
You know what? Maybe.
Because he likes ambiguously brown women. That's why.
At least Benioff does. I don't know what Weiss's sexual preferences are, and I kind of don't want to know. I know more than I want to about David Benioff's weird sexual fetishes.
Yeah. So, yeah, we know what Benioff was doing, as much as we would like not do, but...
Yeah. So it just seemed though they're running out of money in season 2 because of the Battle of Blackwater, and they didn't properly budget for Iceland. Then they started running out of money in season 3 for Astapor. Where was the money going in season 3? Barely any set pieces of the size of the Battle of Blackwater happen in season 3. It's a pretty mostly political drama inside of closed set rooms, which is weird. So, okay, by the time filming approached, it was not snowing in Iceland. And every day they'd say, anything? Not yet. As producers, they feel responsible for things even that are not under their control.
You can do snow and ice. You can do fake snow and ice that looks good. And that's what you should have done instead of going to Iceland.
But then it won't be real.
I could swear, guys. I swear the first few seasons of the show didn't. The credits used to say created by George R.R. Martin and just written for TV by D&D later. It said created by D&D. What? Oh my god.
Interesting. So, interesting.
Maybe they just made up the last bit of the seasons. I don't know. Like,
they did.
7 or 8.
So,
there you go.
So Christopher Newman, for him, it was really nerve-wracking since he was the one who persuaded everyone to go there. Eventually he said, okay, I'm going to pack up some fake snow in our equipment. And I'm like, and Brenda Caulfield said, Chris, one bag of snow is not going to do it. And he says, I know, but I have to do something. Just 3 days after they started filming, it started snowing in Iceland. But then it didn't stop.
Yeah, that's why you want to use fake snow and ice, because then you can put as much as you need onto the set, and everyone will be fine.
Yeah. As you know, D&D don't want to do, and David doesn't. Benioff doesn't want to do that. He wants to have real.
Yeah, so
it will improve their
And
performances.
if you had to do that, then why couldn't you just do a bunch of ice carving and leave the ice dust everywhere and use a refrigerated set?
Same thing of why they put a baby on a block of ice.
I'm annoyed that the dragons weren't real.
Don't know how many voyages are left.
Yeah.
They should have had real dragons. Why didn't they have real dragons?
Yeah, I'm
Because
offended.
there are no real dragons. That's why.
What?
How dare you deny my existence?
I don't just deny your existence. I deny your reality.
I reject your reality and substitute my own.
Your reality, sir, is lies and balderdash, and I'm delighted to say that I have absolutely no grasp of it whatsoever.
You are correct, sir.
Yeah, my reality is a weird, messed up thing that you don't want to get into the head of.
Yeah, no, definitely not Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah.
No.
So speaking of which, David Benioff. So they got to Iceland. Our feminist reality is a social. I don't think they are. I think they just are
No.
actor fanboys and weirdos.
No.
How can they be feminist and also kill all their main women characters in such dumb man?
Well,
Instead of letting the actors put on masks and become the masks, they make the masks the characters, the actors' faces.
Yeah. So they got to Iceland and there was a blizzard. They were driving to set in the morning up this tiny little road up the mountains. So they had to leave their Land Cruiser, pull over their Land Cruiser to let another car go by. We tried to get back on the road, but our car got stuck in this massive snowdrift. We were completely stopped. We had tried to shuffle our way out, but couldn't get out. So a production van came to give us a ride, and we got about another half mile. Then the van got stuck in a gully. So a truck came and pulled the van out, and the rope snapped. It was that hard to get to set. This is a comedy routine.
It certainly sounds like a Rube Goldberg comedy routine where everything has to go just right in order to.
This seems like a National Lampoon's vacation thing, where it's just where just a series of terrible things happen.
Okay, so I'm done.
Probably, yeah. So
well, it would work if they weren't killing all their female characters.
Yeah.
And Evil Danny.
Yeah, Evil Danny.
Oh boy, we're gonna have a very interesting meme. We're gonna have very interesting memes to review after this is over.
How many memes are there? Oh, just one.
No, there's more.
Oh, it's just the. It's just the what about dragons from Shadiversity? That's all it is.
Well, of course, we're the bestest ever.
Well, yeah.
You're the bestest ever.
I will get a stake and drive it through your heart.
Doesn't matter.
Don't do that again.
You can't do that. My scale height is too strong for your stakes.
My resource. Nothing goes over my head. My reflexes are too fast. I will catch it. Okay.
Dragon right behind him. That was a Skyrim meme.
So, according to David Nunner, they were scouting out the location, and it was a cliffside driving. It was cliffside driving in a Jeep in 4-foot high snow. We went off the road. Fortunately, went off the hillside, not the cliffside. But the car rolled sideways, and I jumped out. I was like, okay, let's use that other location that's back down the hill. What?
Did you people remember to put the chains on your tires?
I guess not. So Christopher Newman, at one point the snow was coming in so heavily they were stuck in a hotel and couldn't go anywhere except by foot. Whoa. So they just said to the director, just walk outside the hotel. And we took one camera and that we had shot the scene where Samuel hears the horns signaling the attack on the Fist of the First Men. Just outside within sight of the hotel dining room. Yet it looks extraordinary as the hotel was hidden right underneath a mountain. Sometimes you end up with a better scene when something doesn't work. Okay. So the wind was blowing really hard. There was a shot where Sam was talking to Jon, or on Samuel, and he's talking, and he's kind of normal. Then he cut to Jon, then cut to Samuel, and he's like, Father Time, snow and ice frozen onto his face in just a matter of seconds. Interesting. Interesting.
Oh dear Lord.
Then,
sorry, I was.
Wait, what? Oh, wow. So we started 2 hours ago, I believe.
Almost.
Yeah.
Because we kind of forgot about time.
Well, the thing is, there's so much crap in this. There's so much crap in this that we have to go through. So it's then there were also rumors of Iceland's volcano blowing again, which would have been really bad. Chris and Bernadette
Iceland
Caulfield
volcano? Because there are several.
Yeah, I don't know. They just said
ditch, and now there's a fucking volcano erupting. What the hell is going on?
Yeah, well, it's just like they don't specify which volcano. They just say of Iceland's volcano blowing up again. And Chris and Bernadette Caulfield were like, let's just not tell anybody that. Let's just keep that between us. Interesting. So
no, don't do that, because if you're...
Yeah, I believe that he was. Yeah. It was.
I will be right back.
Yeah, go for it.
No.
Probably. Plane traffic a few years ago. Okay, so for Kit Harrington, is very much like guerrilla filmmaking. One day it was minus 35, a frozen whiteout. What? There was a moment I had to yell stop because Rose was walking backward around a 500-foot drop. There was another one we were all on a frozen lake and you heard this huge crack underneath and we all had to run off. Aha! Alan Taylor, every English person ran for the shore, but every Icelandic person just kept walking. That's really funny.
Okay, sorry about that. What was I saying?
Let's
just
tell
about
everyone about the volcano.
Oh,
What?
yeah. Let's not... No, if you're there and the volcano that you are working on blows, you all die. I'm sorry. And then that would kill the show.
Yeah, this book is a treasure trove of crazy.
Oh,
This book's a hit piece, not a defense, by the way, people.
Yeah, this is like, this feels like this. I think it's kind of a pity plea, but the fact that they're saying these things, the things are so incriminating, like including like dumb stuff like using the friggin' Boromir meme in chapter, what was it, 3 or 4? I was like, come on. This is supposed to be relatively academic. Shut up. Okay.
Never let people die, then leave.
Yeah.
So they were all doing this. They were shooting on top of an ice lake that was frozen up. That might have cracked at any moment. In fact, did crack.
Yeah.
Oh.
So.
Oh God! No safety measures at all. I thought we were past the point where there would be things like this going on.
Like,
you remember the Long Night too?
The 70 Life Horses is 4 years after this.
And the Long Night battle. The 55
It gets
days.
worse. If anything, it gets worse.
How did the show fly under the radar when it's constantly...
These people are so delusional. They don't even realize they are.
They're so fucking tone deaf. They don't even know what I mean.
It's just like, it's insane as we're reading this book and they're like, this is supposed to be a puff/pity piece, and it's just like, no, what they're saying is...
Look all the crazy shit we've been doing. Feel sorry for us.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. This just makes people hate you even more because you put characters, no, not just characters, actual people that viewers like in danger of being killed.
Mm-hmm.
How the hell were you still on the air by season 8?
Yeah.
You all have hearts of stone.
Mm-hmm. So,
John, have we brought this to Anomaly's attention yet? We could probably get him to make a video on this. Yeah.
I don't know.
When you realize that at least Harrison Ford got money and an apology when the set broke his leg.
Ouch.
Yeah, I believe it was actually the Falcon set that broke his leg.
Oh.
Interesting.
So.
What episode was that on? What movie?
One of the Star Wars movies. I don't remember which one it was, but he
I know
broke
he
his leg, he got
I know
money and an apology.
I know he pulled his back. He threw out his back on Indiana Jones 2.
TFA?
No.
Probably.
I don't know. So it's a myth that they made money from future D&D sales, which Season 8 ruined, so they lost money. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I know
The Force Awakens, really. Oh, The Force Awakens, really? He broke his leg to Force Awakens. Interesting.
I have some first-hand experience with this, like, because I work at the, unfortunately, Tism Mart, and we were at Black Friday sale. Like, nobody touched the Game of Thrones Blu-ray sets, or even any of the discs.
No, it's... Well, I live in Utah, so it doesn't... I live in Utah. Utah people don't like Game of Thrones, or if they do, they're like... They're the
crazy
minority.
people. Yeah.
Well, we're not crazy. We're just Mormons.
Oh no!
That's what I mean. Crazy. Only crazy people like Game of Thrones these days.
Yeah. Well, we don't like Game of Thrones, but it's just like the content warning for most Mormons is like, nah, we're not gonna watch this. This is TVMA. We're not interested.
No, not even during Black Friday. We can get people to buy that garbage show.
Yeah. So. Yeah, not even during Black Friday. Yeah, that's some movement. Yeah, it's impressive. Yeah, like the thing that's up now currently is Mulan in my Walmart. Game of Thrones is just like off to the side.
Yeah, I doubt people are gonna buy that.
It's sort of depressing in a way because it used to be like a great show, and now it's just shoved off to the side like
it's a joke. It's a joke. Like, and it's even like a bad joke with this book, like further like driving multiple stakes into the coffin that's already been nailed.
You know what's worse? It's like the only seasons are on sale usually are season 5 and 7.
It's just making the coffin airtight at this point.
Yeah. Well, no, I think it's like they're actually like the coffin's been nailed. Season 8 was the nail. And now this book is just like taking stakes and putting it in the middle of the coffin and just driving it repeatedly in.
Or like a Titanic meme.
No,
Season 8 was the season that broke the ship in half.
Yeah.
Yeah, this book is where they exhume the coffin, open it, and then stake the corpse to make sure it doesn't come out.
Yeah.
Or they just threw some fucking TNT in there and just blew it to hell.
Yeah.
Let's keep going. So Rose Leslie trying to make trudging through the snow look effortless on camera, even though it's rather treacherous. Ygritte's home. She's comfortable in the situation, so you can't make it look like you're working really hard to trudge up a hill. And she was like panting inside. So John Bradley, who's kind of a tubby guy, he said, "We're never going to complain about November in Belfast again."
Yeah.
So of course they did. It apparently also felt really special because it's a beautiful place. He's standing on a great glaciers looking in a direction, and there's no trace of the modern world. It looks like it did a million years ago. He was looking at this view, and he was with a lot of friends and clients that he really loves and respects. He realized how lucky he was. So Dan Weiss, I went up to Kit on his second day of shooting. He looked like he was really in ecstasy. He said, "I've never had a day of shooting that I loved as much as this day of shooting." He was just so in it and was happy to be there, and it became infectious. Okay. So when they came back for season 3, filming was complicated by Harrington's getting injured before filming began. I left my keys in my house, so after a drunken night out, I decided to climb up to the window, but I fell backwards and broke my ankle in 4 places. Oh man, that
in season 2.
That's kind of a self-inflicted wound there.
Yeah, well, I just like that. That just sounds like something out of a National Lampoon movie or Adam Sandler movie.
That sounds like something that would happen in production. Jeez.
Yeah, WTF, like just constantly. This is hilarious. This is just he let this game. He tried to climb the window. That's hilarious.
I have no words for how stupid drunk people can be.
Oh
like
my
a fat person
gosh.
trying to climb through a window and just.
That is so funny. That is just so funny.
Take this window.
So
on the floor.
So according to Kit Harrington, the doctors asked me if I'd been caught with another man's wife and had to jump out of the window.
Oh, good lord.
I gotta get out of here, people.
Oh, no.
Yeah, exit stage right.
Wait, was he like married and he thought he was cheating with somebody else's wife? He's like, I gotta get out of here. His own house.
No, it's like basically like he tried to get into his own house, tried to locked the keys in his house and had to try to climb up the window, but he fell backwards and broke his ankle. And then when he went to the hospital, they asked him, "Hey, did you get caught with another guy's wife and had to jump out the window?" I said he had to say no, but that would have been far more exciting.
Damn it, kid! You blew your chance.
Yeah, that's actually like kind of another mark in the season 8 making of sitcom. That actually just sounds hilarious.
We need to animate that now.
If somebody made the making of this show into a show, it would be so funny.
Oh, now we gotta find a gift.
Sorry. Hopefully it's not
falling.
Eat the whole thing up. We'll have this
Hey, easy there. Calm down.
Sorry.
So Harrington sounded glib, but actually felt really terrible because of the mishap and was worried about how the injury would impact the show. And he said, like, that's what happened. I don't see the point in lying to anyone. The invincibility, I was an idiot. The invincibility abuse. The line producer had to rearrange everyone's schedule around me, so I bought him a nice ball of whiskey because I felt guilty. I'm sure they were cursing my name behind my back. I actually kind of like Kit Harrington. Kit Harrington's funny. Like, Kit Harrington's actually kind of pretty funny.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah. My films. Basically a comedy about how dysfunctional the making of a story all was. Pretty much, yeah.
Yep.
So this scene, like, just like I could just imagine like a sitcom, like Malcolm in the Middle, or what's it? Everybody
the
Loves
Prince of
Raymond.
Bel-Air.
No, I can just imagine him falling off the window. I don't want it.
It's just like, and the doctors are like, "Hey, were you caught? Hey, what happened? Did you get caught with another man's wife?" No. So
I wish I did. That was so therefore I got a better story to tell.
Yeah. So the schedule was shuffled to push all of Jon Snow scenes by 2 months. Publicly, they downplayed the injury and suggested the actor only had a bit of a limp, but the body double was used for some of Jon Snow's footage, and Harrington's action duties were scaled back. Alex Graves, he couldn't walk! ! At the time, it was a big, let's keep this quiet. Didn't want people watching the scenes wondering, is it him or not? So I designed a way to film and cut a scene where Kit would start walking, then I would cut to Ygritte, then he would end up next to her. Then we would do all the shots with the wide shots with a body double. Okay, clever. Okay. Clever.
Yeah, and, he doesn't need to stand or walk for scenes where he just sits and talks at tables. So he could have done that.
Well, he's kind of standing around some of the time, but yeah. So even if Kit Harrington, even if it was just somebody walking, I had real problems with not going up to the guy who was doubling and telling him to do things differently. You don't think you create a Watford character, but there were a couple of shots where I checked his gait and I was like, nah, that's not right. So between Clarke's brain surgery and Harrington's ankle, the producers began to think about how easily the show could be permanently derailed due to random and unforeseeable misfortune. Thrones had a number of characters that were
unforeseeable misfortune? Is that what you call letting your actors get injured by your own negligence?
Technically, the getting drunk was not their fault. That was kind of Kit Harington,
Well, no. That
but
was
yeah.
Kit being foolish.
But yeah, like Emilia filming despite brain injury in the heat in a wig, or she has dark hair even under a wig. That's going to be terrible. That's going to be mercilessly horrible.
Yeah, don't make her put on a bald cap. Just dye her hair. It's not that hard.
Well, it's just not going to quite as look. I guess maybe it just doesn't quite look as good if it's dyed. It looks slightly fake, I guess. I mean, that was the logic, but it's still weird.
If you dye it, then you can fix the lighting in post. Oh, wait, that's right. They don't believe in post.
They also don't believe in lighting.
In what?
They also don't believe in lighting.
What's post? What's this post you keep talking about?
Post-production.
I know.
I know. He's being facetious. He's being very facetious. So they had a lot of characters that were essential to the story. Some tragedy might befall a lead actor or performer whose star was on the rise might quit production to take a coveted movie role as a background source of anxiety until the show's very last shot. Accidents happen, according to Dan Weiss, but Kit Harington's fall had gone differently. Then he's not in the show anymore. We had a lot of people, and the odds that something was going to happen that makes it impossible to continue started feeling pretty high. So Harrington returned to Belfast season 3, which included Jon Snow and Ygritte making love in the cave sheltered hot spring. Harrington was, as ever, a gentleman. Leslie told old reporters the cave scene. He made sure that I was comfortable with where he was going to be positioned, and he would always turn around when they said cut, and the lovely wardrobe ladies would come in with the dressing gown, and then I would get covered. Okay. He made sure that as much as possible that I didn't feel awkward standing in front of people with your tits out. So it was never going to be an enjoyable day, but it's never going to be an enjoyable day. It's always going to be an awkward one, but he and the rest of the crew were incredibly considerate. Okay. So Kit Harington, the cave scene was incredible. The scene was really dire, dark world where nothing good happens and there's very little joy. This scene was one of the few happy moments where you get to escape from the grimness of Westeros. There were promises made on film, sets about water being warm. BS, you know it's going to be cold, but they made a lovely warm bath for us. Okay. So Alex Graves, Kit said he wanted to jump in the pool with Ygritte. Well, are you sure you want to do that with your ankle? He said he'd just use the other leg. So he got up naked and just jumped in. Okay. Interesting. That's cute. Yeah, that's cute.
Yeah, it is cute. It is cute, but it's like, if you're injured like that, no, you don't jump in. You don't. You sit down and then you push yourself off. You slide in instead of jumping.
Okay. So later, they scaled the wall with the wildling companions, Tormund, played by Christopher Hivju, and Orell, played by Mackenzie Cook, the wooden eye guy from the Pirates of the Caribbean movies. So in reality, the wall was a 50-foot high plaster and polystyrene ice surface constructed inside of a studio. As with real ice, the actors could use axes to literally climb its surface. Every time you walk onto a new set on Thrones, you're like, screw it. Dang, they topped it again, according to Kit Harington. He remembers trying to climb. They tried to climb the wall individually before filming. Mackenzie and I got higher than Rose, but only by a little bit, by putting one ice pick in at a time until we couldn't pull ourselves up anymore with the costume and everything. Christopher went up the whole wall in one try and nearly destroyed the whole thing. I've never met anyone who's more like their character. I think that's cool. That's cool. And so it ends, and the climb concludes with probably the most romantic shot in the series: doomed lovers Jon and Ygritte kissing on top of the world with a moment of bliss before the inevitable darkness to come. So for Kit, the top of the wall was one of his top favorite shots in all of Thrones. Best place that Jon gets to in the show. Somewhere out there is a behind-the-scenes shot where you see there are also guys and fans turns on us, and the AD and the art department and the director standing around. I think for me that sums up Thrones, because you take all the green screen away and it's just this moment, a beautiful moment where I was kissing my future wife. I remember not wanting them to cut. I was like, please don't cut. This is perfect. Aww.
Mm-hmm.
That's cute.
That's adorable.
Yeah, it's so cute. It's so cute. That's really adorable. I need to get an aw clip or something. Because it's so cute. That's really that's legit adorable. Where it's just like,
Yes, it is.
yeah.
Nar.
Yeah. Narf.
Nar.
Shortly afterward, she'd figured out that he's still loyal to the Night's Watch. Shoot him 3 times, and she shot him 3 times to express her annoyance.
At least he didn't give him the knee. He would have had guard duty for the rest of his life.
Yeah.
So the relationship came to a tragic end during the wildling attack on Castle Black, which Neil Marshall returned to direct. It was another grueling range-soaked shoot. During another unexpected point, Alistair got to be the sword-wield swinging hero for a change, where he led his sword against the wildlings. Okay. Owen Teale, who played Alistair Thorne. It was my Henry V moment. It was pouring all night. It was like Blade Runner. They had some boards coming down like a boardwalk so you could walk into the courtyard because a huge amount of water was falling into a small area. But in the few minutes we shot, so much water came down, the boards had floated away. They said, just keep going. There was something exhilarating about it. Interesting. So when Jon comes face to face with Ygritte again, she has an arrow knocked him ready to fire. He can't help himself, so he smiles, happy to see her. So Neil Marshall, I suggested, Kit, I don't care what happened between you and her, you love her. And there's that little moment of smile, then crushes the tragedy that follows, which just helped that moment pay off. Rose Leslie, she wasn't shooting to kill him early in the season. She was shooting to stop him. I think she was shooting to hurt him, that he couldn't just up and leave without consequences. She wanted to make him pay. She's in love with him and couldn't bring herself to kill him. She would have killed him with one fell swoop of an arrow through the heart if she wanted to. She finally looks at him at Castle Black. She can't do it. Hesitates, and that's the ruin of her. It's lovely that she was in Jon's arms. So, in the original book, Jon finds Ygritte's dead body after the battle, the apparent victim of a random Night's Watch arrow. For Thrones, the writers initially scripted the scene where Jon walks toward Ygritte and she's shot in the back by an anonymous shooter. Then they realized Ygritte's killer could be Ollie, a bitter young orphan whose parents were killed by wildlings. Yeah, that's the hashtag, isn't it?
Yeah.
Ollie was a character who was never supposed to be so involved in the show. He was supposed to have his parents killed, them run to the wall, and that was going to be it. It's an example of the writers going, wait a minute, there's a bigger story here, and then he turns out to be a killer of Ygritte.
No! Don't add filler, please.
Well, no, they just changed. They just integrated. They just integrated this random guy. They just integrated this random character, and he ends up being a pivotal part of the story. I think we can see a pattern here. Whenever it's about actors doing something, it's mostly just heartwarming things. Whenever D&D are in the picture, the whole thing turns dreadful. Yeah, kind of. So,
best part of the books, Ollie doesn't exist.
Justice for Jane Poole.
Agreed. Justice for Jane Poole.
Justice for Jane Poole.
Yes.
Justice for Sansa.
Justice for Sansa.
Yeah.
I'm
still surprised. I'm amazed that friggin' Sophie Turner is still defending the show and is still like being pissy at the fans. This is not cool behavior. This is not like ethical behavior.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it's like 90% of her anger is just these genuine and lovely. Yeah, they had to deal with hell. It's insane. Yeah. So
the crew too.
Yeah, the crew. Oh my gosh, the poor crew. So when Jon's cradling Ygritte in her arms, according to Neil Marshall. Another thing that they wanted to do was have the battle raging around them in slow motion. If they were still in the battle, it would have kind of killed the moment. I needed to separate them somehow in the viewer's mind. But the slow motion that was a part of visual language of Game of Thrones at that point. So there was a discussion with David and Dan about it. Yeah, true. Yeah, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so he was really proud of that shot. So Benioff, from the moment he saw her and the moment she's dead, is one of the most powerful seconds we put on screen. People talk about chemistry. The chemistry between Kit and Rose was something that couldn't be fake, no matter how good an actor or director might be. Rose Leslie, they did a wonderful send-off after my final take. I was given my bow and arrow. When I held it in my left hand, they replaced the grubby wildling wrapping with white leather and put an emblem of a rose. So it was absolutely beautiful. She's such a fiercely independent character, and I loved playing her. And that is the end of that chapter of chapter 9. Next week we'll do chapter 10. This week was long. There was a lot of crap to unpack. This is dense.
Oh my god, yeah. It's like whenever D&D are talking, it's good God, how are these people not in jail for all of this? But when it's actors talking, that is so incredibly sweet.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of just the thing. Well, it's just like admitting in this book that you smuggled explosives into Morocco.
Yeah.
Hey guys, have a great. That should be one plot of the sitcom, where there's just a bunch of characters like, okay, you need to get these two arrested. How do we do that? I got it. They said we want explosion effects, right? So how about we smuggle in some explosives? Is it illegal to do?
Doesn't work, unfortunately.
How?
Yeah.
I've been making notes.
Yeah, it's like this
notes
just
so I can summarize.
it's just bad. It's just so bad. It's just smuggling explode. This just seems like it's a horrible, weird sitcom.
Which it is.
No, did you say no budget for Iceland? Is that what you said earlier?
They barely had any budget in season 2. They kind of overshot their budget. It kind of like they overshot their budget multiple times, it seems. All right.
Dude, how many times can you overshoot your budget before you learn money management? Seriously.
Money what?
Well, money man.
What's money? It's money management. I just throw money at things.
Yeah, essentially.
Stop bringing logic into a movie! Random, incoherent, juvenile shit happens, things explode, and people empty their wallets to see it!
I hate
talking about
casual
management and post-production and stuff like that. Stop using these long words. I mean, just make faces.
Mm-hmm. Pretty much. Yeah. Anyway. Well, thank you all for coming. I believe we will end it there. Thank you all for coming.
Hang on, let's review some memes then.
Yeah.
There isn't a meme.
Come on, there's the memes.
There was like only one.
There's memes.
There's only one.
No, there's a couple.
There's been memes since November 13th. You haven't read them out on stream yet, Malachi.
There are a couple.
They're not that.
It's either we go through them now so that we don't have to deal with the buildup of having to scroll the way back up later. I will kill you.
We'll do this another time. We've been here for 2 hours.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Right.
It's fine. We'll just wait till there's a what is it? Like the Death Star is flat. Wasn't that the last one?
No, it was the Star Wars facture. When people are hit with a lightsaber, they die. I think that's one. There was also quite a lot.
Yeah. Well, we will get them eventually. I think that was like wasn't it like a likable cast of characters?
Yeah,
whatever.
Yeah.
that
last
was,
week. Yeah.
that was quite literally just me taking a screenshot, going over to a standard meme creation site, just putting captions over it.
Mm-hmm. Well, this has been fun, folks. We'll chat with you later. I believe that the next stream will be Wednesday, where we're going to be discussing constructed languages, I believe. I'm mostly going to be keeping silent because I don't like construct my language. I'll just use like random syllables. So this week, Wednesday, and then a religion and fantasy discussion on Thursday, and then I am going to be chatting with and then this Friday I'm going to be chatting with my friend Leslie Sadai of Stuck in Arrakis. Please subscribe to her podcast. And then we will be discussing the week after that. We will be doing a discussion of religion and fantasy on Friday, then a commentary on the first few episodes of Chaotic on Friday.
AKA the religion and fantasy one will be essentially my religion is better than yours this stream.
And then the week after that we will be discussing how to write characters of the opposite gender 3 weeks from Wednesday. Okay. So, just so you guys know, I will probably clean it up a little bit, but the stream topic schedule is up on the
Discord.
Is up on the Discord in the stream topic schedule section. If you want to know what we're going to be chatting about week by week, we'll be doing that. And we're just every Monday we're at 1. We're going to keep reading through this book until we are finally finished. Anyway,
Have a riot.
I believe that will be it. And so now